everyone, hope you're keeping safe and well at home, missing you all loads and loads. I was in school last week and we did a few different science experiments with the children that were in school, and it was really fun to do. So I'm going to create some science experiments that you can do at home.
Okay, so the first experiment we're going to do is the dancing stick man. What I have done is I have drawn a stick man using a whiteboard pen onto a glass dish. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour some water into the dish and you'll be able to watch him dance. This works because the marker leaves behind mixtures of pigments and a type of alcohol which are mixed together. The alcohol from the pen dissolves and the pigment are left behind as a solid. The glass is that smooth that the solid, which is the pen, slides right off when it gets wet. You see him starting to dance?
Okay, so these are the ingredients that you need to make your lava lamp. You need some water, you need some salt, you need some oil, so you could have sunflower oil, you could have vegetable oil, you could have baby oil. You need something to put your lava lamp in. I've used a jar, but you could use a plastic bottle, and you need some food colouring. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is fill your bottle or your jar up about 1/4 of a way with water. The next thing you need to do is get your oil, and you are going to pour this into your water until about full. Let's see how much we've got. Okay, what have you noticed about the oil and the water? What's happened to it? You may need to wait a while for the oil and the water to separate. Why do you think it's separating? Okay, then what you need to do, which I've already done, is add a few drops of your favourite food colouring. I've chosen green. The lighter the better. I think it's more effective for your lava lamp, the lighter colour. You need to add a few drops. So I've added 3 already, I'm adding a few more. Watch what is happening to your oil and your water. Okay, and your final step is you need to get some salt, and you are going to pour in your salt. Now this does work better with a fizzy tablet, but I couldn't get any of those, so I am using salt today, so let's see how it works. What is happening? What can you see? Is there a reaction taking place? Then you've got yourself a lava lamp.
This works because the oil floats on top of the water because it is less dense or lighter than water. The food colouring has the same density as the water, so it sinks through the oil and it mixes with the water. When you add the salt, it sinks to the bottom and then it starts to dissolve. As it dissolves, it makes a gas, which is carbon dioxide.
Make sure that after every experiment you are cleaning up, because you don't want mad mums, dads or carers getting angry with you because you are leaving a mess in the kitchen.
Okay, so for our next experiment, you will need 2 plates, you'll need some washing up liquid, some cotton buds and some ground pepper. You also need some water.
Okay, so what I have just done is I have put some water in my first little plate. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour some pepper onto my water. Then I need my second plate, and I'm going to pour a little bit, not loads, washing up liquid onto that plate. You can see, not loads. Then I'm going to get a cotton wool bud, and I'm going to dip it in the washing up liquid. What do you think is going to happen when I put it on my plate with the water and the pepper? So as you can see, I have got a plate full of water and pepper. I'm going to put my cotton bud filled with washing up liquid into the water. Watch what happens.
So the equipment that you need for this experiment are 3 mugs, blue, yellow and red food colouring, a glass to put your rainbow in, some salt and a jug. The first thing you need to do is put 4 heaped tablespoons of salt in your first mug. This is the mug that the blue food colouring is going to go into. Your second mug, you need 2 heaped tablespoons of salt. And finally, in your third mug, you don't need anything. Then what you need to do is you need to put 2 capfuls of blue in the mug that you put 4 heaped tablespoons into. You need to do the same with the yellow and the red, so 2 heaped capfuls. Red, yellow and blue are primary colours because they make, when they are put together, mixed together, they make secondary colours. It gets a little bit messy, so you need to wash your hands. Then you need to put 200 millilitres of warm water in every cup. So finally, that's your 200 millilitres in the red cup. Then you need to give it a really good stir. Make sure you give the blue food colouring a really, really good stir because the salt needs to dissolve. Then put your glass on a tilt and start pouring slowly into your glass. So you've got blue there, which is a primary colour. You do the same for yellow, which is another primary colour. When they come together, they are making green, which is a secondary colour. For this one, you need to make sure your glass is tilted and pour it along the side of the glass really slowly. I was a bit happy at this point because I'd tried it 3 times before and it hadn't worked. Just adding a little bit more yellow in there. And then finally, you do the same with your red. And you'll have your rainbow. Put it on your windowsill and go and clap for carers on Thursday. It works because the more salt you put in, it makes it heavier, or a scientific word, denser. So it separates the liquids. Final experiment, you need 3 white flowers. I've chosen roses, you can choose any other white flower. You need to cut them to be quite short and then cut the stem halfway up. Do the same for the other 3, or you can do however many flowers you like. Once you've done that, you need to put your food colouring in the 3 different glasses. So that one's going to be blue. I've got yellow because these were the food colourings I had. You could maybe mix some of them and try and create a secondary colour with your primary colours. Gets messy, so you need to wash your hands. Then I've filled them up with a little bit of water, not a lot, and I'm putting them into the cups.
Okay, so it's been 24 hours since I did this experiment. I think this one is probably the best one to show you in the blue. You can see in the veins of the flower, well they look like veins, that it is going blue. You see? This one's gone a bit yellowy. See there? This one, the flower vein has gone a little bit red as well. That's only been 24 hours. So you guys could maybe do it for a little bit longer. Make sure you send me the pictures.
I hope you've enjoyed these experiments. Try them at home and make sure you take pictures or videos of them, and I'd love to see them. Keep safe, everybody.